Travel back in time with me. 66 million years ago, the late Cretaceous period. This is a world unlike anything we know today. The atmosphere is thick, rich in oxygen and humidity, creating a global greenhouse that fosters life on a titanic scale. From the poles to the equator, the Earth is wrapped in a blanket of emerald green. Massive forests of conifers, cycads, and giant ferns dominate the landscape. There is no grass here, only an endless ocean of primitive vegetation. And in this lush paradise, giants walk the earth. Behold the Triceratops, a three-horned marvel of evil. Weighing as much as a modern tank, it grazes peacefully, its massive frill acting as both a shield and a display of dominance. It fears nothing, for it is built for war. Nearby, in the steaming swamps, the Ankylosaurus moves like a living fortress. Its body is covered in osteoderm's armor plates so tough that not even the sharpest teeth can penetrate them. And ruling over them all, the undisputed king, the Tyrannosaurus Rex, standing 4 meters tall at the hips, with a jaw-bite force of 12,000 pounds. It is the most terrifying predator to ever exist. For millions of years, this ecosystem has been perfectly balanced, predator and prey, locked in an eternal dance. It is the golden age of reptiles. A dynasty that has lasted for 160 million years. They are the masters of this planet, and they believe their reign will last forever. But the universe has other plans. Deep in the cold, silent void of space, a destiny was forged millions of years ago. A collision in the asteroid belt sent a massive rock tumbling towards the inner solar system. It is a carbonaceous chondrite asteroid, dark as coal, and larger than Mount Everest. It is 10 kilometers wide. As it crosses the orbit of the Earth, it is traveling at a speed of 20 kilometers per second, 60,000 kilometers per hour. That is 150 times faster than a jet airline. To the dinosaurs below, it first appears as a new star in the daylight sky, a star that does not twinkle and does not move. Within hours, it grows brighter. Then, it becomes a second sun. The atmosphere begins to ionize around it. A sonic boom, louder than thunder, begins to tear through the clouds even before the rock touches the ground. Down in the jungle, the silence is broken. The air pressure drops dramatically. The wind shifts. The T-Rex pulses, its predatory instincts useless against a threat from the heavens. For the first time in history, the king of dinosaurs looks up, and knows fear. The sky is falling. NB, NM, C, and H. The impact is absolute. The asteroid strikes the shallow waters of what is now the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico. It doesn't just hit the Earth, it punches a hole through the atmosphere and deep into the crust. The energy released is incomprehensible. It is equivalent to 100 million megatons of TNT. That is the power of 10 billion Hiroshima bombs detonating at the exact same second. At ground zero, there is no sound, only pure energy. The asteroid and the bedrock are instantly vaporized into superheated plasma. The ocean water doesn't have time to be pushed aside. It is boiled instantly into steam. A column of debris and fire shoots upwards, punching back out into space, reaching halfway to the moon. The Earth's crust rings like a bell. Massive earthquakes, magnitude 11 or higher, shatter continents thousands of miles away. Volcanic eruptions are triggered across the globe, but the immediate killer is the thermal radiation. A flash of light so bright it blinds every eye that sees it. Within a radius of 1,000 kilometers, everything trees, animals, waters, incinerated in a millisecond. The dinosaurs in North America never even heard the sound. They were gone before the noise arrived. Minutes later, the shockwave arrives. A wall of compressed air, moving at supersonic speeds, sweeps across the planet. It rips ancient trees from their roots and snaps them like toothpicks. It flattens entire forests. It pulverizes mountains. But the worst is yet to come. The billions of tons of rock and earth that were blasted into space. They are coming back. As the debris re-enters the Earth's atmosphere, friction turns each piece into a glowing missile. Look at the sky. It is full of shooting stars, trillions of them. But these are not beautiful. They are deadly. The friction heats the entire atmosphere. The air temperature worldwide spikes to hundreds of degrees Celsius. The planet essentially turns into a convection oven. The forests ignite. A global firestorm consumes 70% of the world's vegetation. The dinosaurs are trapped. The T-Rex roars at the burning sky. But there is no enemy to fight. The herds of herbivores panic, but there is nowhere to run. They are cooked alive where they stand. And then, ... The water returns. The impact displacement creates a mega-tsunami, a wave of black water, mud, and debris, over 1 kilometer high, crashes onto the coastlines. It travels inland for hundreds of miles, burying the charred remains of the dinosaurs in deep layers of mud. The world is burning, shaking, and drowning. All at once. The fires eventually burn themselves out. The tsunamis recede. But the horror is not over. The atmosphere is now choked with soot, ash, and sulfuric aerosols. A thick, black curtain is drawn across the sky. The sun vanishes. Day turns into a perpetual twilight. The temperature plummets. The tropical greenhouse becomes a frozen graveyard. A nuclear winter has begun. This is the true extinction event. Without sunlight, photosynthesis stops. The fern forests wither and die. The food chain collapses from the bottom up. First, the plant eaters starve. The mighty Triceratops, once abundant, fall one by one, their bodies too big to live. Then, the carnivores. The T-Rex scavenges on the dead. But soon, even the carcasses are gone, or buried under snow and ash. The great reptiles, cold-blooded and massive, cannot survive the freezing temperatures. They curl up and sleep, never to wake again. Their bones are left to be buried by the falling ash, fossilizing into the monuments we find today. The silence is deafening. It seems as though life on Earth has been extinguished. But life is stubborn. In this hellscape, size is a disadvantage. The giants are gone, but the small remain deep underground, in burrows insulated from the heat and the cold. Tiny creatures stir, They are the mammals, our ancestors, small, furry, omnivorous scavengers they feed on insects, roots, and decaying matter. They huddle together for warmth, waiting out the apocalypse. Years pass. The dust begins to settle, the rain washes the poison from the sky, and finally, the clouds break. A single beam of sunlight touches the gray surface. From the ashes, a miracle happens. A single green fern uncurls. Then another. The forests begin to regrow. The air clears. The monsters that ruled for millions of years are gone, but they cleared the way for us. The age of reptiles is over. The age of mammals has begun. This destruction was not the end. It was the violent, necessary birth of the modern world. And from the ashes of the dinosaurs, miros. Miros?